When you hear the word Egypt, what comes to mind? Pyramids? Mummies? Sand as far as the eye can see? Maybe a pharaoh in golden eyeliner giving you side-eye from a tomb painting? Yeah, that's all true. But what if I told you there's so much more to Egypt than just what your fifth-grade history textbook taught you? From ancient innovations that shaped our modern world to secrets that scientists still can't explain, Egypt is full of jaw-dropping surprises. Today, we're diving into 10 amazing facts about Egypt that'll seriously make you say, "How did I not know this already?" And trust me, fact number 7 might just make you question everything you thought you knew about the pyramids. So grab your virtual passport, your favorite snack, and let's time travel back into one of the most legendary civilizations in human history. Ready? Let's go. Fact 1. Egypt is in both Africa and Asia. Let's kick things off with a geography shocker. Most people think Egypt is in Africa, and they're right mostly. But here's the twist. Egypt is actually a transcontinental country, meaning it spans 2 continents, Africa and Asia. How, you ask? Because of the Sinai Peninsula, which is located on the eastern side of the Suez Canal, that famous waterway that connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea. The bulk of Egypt is in northeast Africa, but the Sinai Peninsula sits in Asia. So yeah, in Egypt, you could literally walk from one continent to another without ever leaving the country. Try doing that in New Jersey. Fact 2. The pyramids used to shine like mirrors. We've all seen pictures of the Great Pyramid of Giza, right? Big, sandy, kind of rough looking. Well, get this, it wasn't always like that. Thousands of years ago, the pyramids were covered in white, polished limestone, so smooth and reflective that they literally glowed under the sun. People described them as blindingly bright, visible for miles across the desert. Imagine riding a camel across the Sahara, and suddenly you see this shining, glittering triangle rising from the horizon. That wasn't just architecture, that was a statement. Unfortunately, over time, earthquakes knocked the limestone casing loose, and it was either stolen or reused in other buildings. But once upon a time, the Great Pyramid wasn't just great, it was brilliant. Fact 3. Ancient Egyptians invented toothpaste. Let's talk hygiene. We like to think of the ancient world as dirty and unhygienic. And sure, sometimes it was, but the Egyptians were way ahead of the game when it came to dental care. They actually had toothpaste, and it wasn't just a fancy mud paste either. Their recipe included rock salt, mint leaves, dried iris flowers, and pepper, which sounds oddly refreshing, right? But they also threw in some interesting extras like burnt eggshells and powdered ox hooves. Tasty? Nope. Effective? Kinda. It was so abrasive, it probably did more damage than good. But the fact that they even thought to clean their teeth puts them way ahead of their time. Also, they had dentists, like actual specialized dental healers. Can you believe that? Fact 4. They played a board game that determined your afterlife. Before Fortnite, before Monopoly, there was Senet. Senet was one of the earliest known board games in human history. The Egyptians were obsessed with it, from peasants to pharaohs. And it wasn't just a casual pastime. They believed the game symbolized the journey of the soul through the afterlife. Winning meant a safe passage to paradise. Losing? Well, not so much. So next time your friend beats you at chess, just be glad your eternal fate doesn't depend on it. Fact 5. Cleopatra wasn't actually Egyptian. Hold up. What? Yep. One of the most iconic figures in all of Egyptian history wasn't even ethnically Egyptian. Cleopatra 7, the one with all the movies and drama, was actually Greek. She came from the Ptolemaic dynasty, which was established by one of Alexander the Great's generals after he conquered Egypt. But don't get it twisted, Cleopatra was no outsider. She was the first in her family to actually learn the Egyptian language. She embraced the culture, and she ruled like a total boss. She was brilliant, politically savvy, and knew exactly how to play the game, both in politics and in life. So, yeah, she wasn't Egyptian by blood, but she was Egyptian in spirit. Fact 6. The world's oldest dress was found in Egypt. Let's talk fashion. Egyptians weren't just great at building pyramids. They had style too. The Tarkhan dress, discovered near Cairo, is believed to be over 5,000 years old, and it's the oldest known woven garment in the world. It's made of linen, it's got pleats, and honestly, with the right belt, it could totally pass as something off the Zara rack today. Ancient Egyptians were dripping in elegance long before Fashion Week was a thing. Fact 7. We still don't know how the pyramids were built. Let's get mysterious. The Great Pyramid of Giza was built using over 2.3 million limestone blocks, each weighing between 2 and 15 tons. And somehow, without modern tools, cranes, or even wheels, ancient Egyptians constructed it with mathematical precision that still baffles engineers today. How did they do it? Some theories suggest ramps. Others believe it involved pulleys or water lubrication. And of course, there are those who whisper about aliens. But here's the thing. Even after centuries of research, we still don't know for sure. That mystery is part of what makes the pyramids so awe-inspiring. They're not just tombs. They're ancient marvels we haven't fully figured out yet. Fact 8. Cats were basically royalty. If you think modern cat lovers are obsessed, wait until you hear about the Egyptians. In ancient Egypt, cats were sacred. They were seen as protectors of the home, symbols of grace, and connected to the goddess Batet, the goddess of home, fertility, and protection. People worship cats. Killing a cat, even by accident, was considered a capital offense. They didn't just love their cats, they mummified them, dressed them in jewelry, and buried them alongside their owners. So yeah, cats didn't just rule the house, they ruled society. Fact 9. The Egyptian calendar is the basis for ours today. Before Google Calendar, before desk planners, there was Egypt. The ancient Egyptians developed a solar calendar with 365 days divided into 12 months, based on the cycles of the sun and the flooding of the Nile. Sound familiar? It's because their system heavily influenced the calendars that came after, including the Julian and later the Gregorian calendars, which we still use today. They even had a leap year style system, adding 5 extra days at the end of the year. So the next time you're late to a meeting, just blame the ancient Egyptians for inventing time. So there you have it, 10 amazing, unexpected, and straight-up mind-blowing facts about Egypt. It's a country that's ancient and modern, mysterious and magnificent. And clearly, it's got way more going on than just camels and deserts. Now I've got to ask, which fact surprised you the most? Was it the gleaming pyramids, Cleopatra's Greek ancestry, or the idea that your next calendar reminder might be based on the Nile River? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, help support the channel by doing that YouTube thing. Smash that like button, hit subscribe for more facts and stories, and share this video with your most curious friend. Until next time, this is Facts and Story, reminding you that history is never boring when you look close enough.